Hello my friends, and we're doing Nerd Raging Rant today. We're gonna be ranting about the Frost Mages and Decays at the same time. So let's get started with the Frost Mages first. What a feeling I get is that there's a limited amount of vodka and the brain cells when it comes to development for the classes. So Mage development took this much effort from their developers and this much time, and only that much time was left and put into the Decay development, because Frost Mages are right now in heaven. They're very, very heavenly like. First of all, let's talk about a little bit about their defenses. Well, the 2 ice blocks, because 2 ice blocks are needed for the Frost Mages. Okay. Who came up with the idea of giving them ridiculous shields? Amazing shields. It's a half of my death spec. Absorption. Plus, it's a 30-second cooldown. Really Blizzard. Buff your Mage defense, but it's not a... Who came up with the idea of making a cold snap heal 30% of your HP? How is that even viable to compare to card raise? Card raise, you get Manga loaded to 1 HP, you get rise up to 50% HP. Cold snap, you heal yourself by 30%, resetting all your frost cooldown, including the freaking ice barrier. Really? Who came up with the idea of the cold snap heal? Please look at my face. Really? Why did you come up with the idea of a cold snap heal? Mages were notoriously known for having to glyph evocate in order to get a heal. Why did you give them a cold snap heal again? What is happening here? Oh, Reinhardt, their defense is getting nerfed. 25% of the frost barrier. Okay, if they even take 50% of the ice barrier, they're still gonna have too much defensives for the class. It shouldn't be the case. Okay, I just don't understand who came up with the idea of making closes more durable, having more defensive cooldowns than a plate. It's not that Closey has to just stand there and tank that shit. No, they are very elusive. Okay, now let's talk about the Mage defenses and their buffs really quickly. So they got Cold Snap Heal. Great. Ice Barrier and... what's that shit called? Mana Shield, or whatever it is at the last time. A lot of absorption. Fuck. Alter Time. Really? They have another ability cooldown. Alter Time. Hey there. La 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 la. Alter Time. Joking, if you're gonna try to DPS me for 5 seconds, I'm gonna just come back, guys. Oh, and I'm still gonna get all my offensive procs. Because this is Mage. This is what I do. Being a Mage. In what reality are we living where Frost Mages are like politicians? They're like... The feeling I get is the Blizzard's probably just playing a mind game with us. They're like... well, our dear subscribers, we're gonna play a mind game with you. We're gonna see how much and how far can we buff Frost Mages before we're gonna start losing our subscribers. And I think that's very, very interesting, so to say, experiment that they're doing. And the biggest nerd rage is I want to look at the developer face and tell me with a straight face that a Frost Bomb is something that is working as intended. Who came up with the idea of, with Reinhardt you don't get it, Mages finally have to cast Frostbomb. No shit, they have to cast, they're castable class. Oh, yeah, but the Demolog don't have to cast at all. I understand, that is stupid too. Demolog should be able to cast. I believe every single caster should be able to cast, no exceptions at all whatsoever. That's because of caster class. Melee interrupt already got been nerfed to 15 seconds, so why the fuck their instant cast procs are still in the game? I don't get it. Like, honestly, Wizards are right now too powerful, and for one main reason is because they don't have to cast a jack fucking shit. But anyway, let's keep going here. Frost Mages have to cast. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't have an overpowered ability just because they have to cast. Here, I'm casting. Give me $1 million here, really quick. I'm casting, guys. I should be rewarded, right? Oh, God, you don't understand, man. If Icelands does as much damage as a Frostbolt. Well, no shit, man. Nerf the fucking Icelands. No, man. Yes, man. Nerf the Icelands. I don't get it. Like, Frost Mages have so much special treatment. Best defenses in the game. Undeniably, best defenses in the game. Best CC reduction in the game. 35% from the Mage armor. 35% glyphs. 35% CC reduction. Are you shitting me? Okay, no, wait, that's not it. They have best defense. They have best burst in the game. Reminds you of something? Oh yeah, the Rogues last season. They have best burst in the game. Let's top it up. How about CC? One of the best CCs in the game too. But man, you don't understand. Like, Ring of Frost is castable now. Yeah, well, you got a fucking Ring of Frost is castable on a lower cooldown. You still have a presence of mind for instant cast. Doesn't freaking matter. But dude, our Novas got less in the quantity. Yeah, you have less Novas, but there's also Dispel on 8-second cooldown. Everything has been tailored to our mages to make them a lot more efficient. It's actually funny because the only melee class that was able to compete with them was warriors. And guess what happens to warriors? Gag order removed, avatar removed. What happens to that now? Warriors like, hi Mr. DK, I'm shit. Welcome to my world, son. Look, I'm your father. This is holy crap, oh my god. But Frostbomb, let's focus here. Frostbomb does way too much damage for AoE abilities. Developer, please tell me with a straight face that the Frostbomb is something like a working as intended, because it's an AoE ability that does so much damage. In that case, can you please make my Blood Bowl and Death and Decay hitting for, I don't know, 50, 60k, less than Frostbomb, but still do a lot of damage? Can you make Whirlwind hit for someone? Can you make any other my AoE ability, AoE abilities hitting for so much? Oh, can you make my Seed of Corruption? Yeah, there you go. Seed of Corruption is castable and it takes about, I don't know, like 20 to 30k shadow damage, so it's not very easy. But can you make my Seed of Corruption do like 300k AoE damage, maybe 150k in PvP? I really appreciate it, because we see mages getting a special treatment. This is me as a mage. Oh guys, I'm not overpowered. No, we take skill to play. We take skill to play. I'm a mage. Again, anyway, let's be focusing here on the mage's special treatment. Their mastery increases their damage to frozen targets. This is me, boss. Trollolol, I cannot be frozen. This is mage. Oh, I don't care. I mangle the shit out of people in PvP. Really, their mastery is not the best. It's designed for PvP, not PvE. Let's talk about the shadow here a little quickly, mechanic. Another one. So what we have right now is we have mages being a top on the DPS. Okay, there's Affliction Lock. Although Affliction Locks are complete garbage in PvP, everybody knows that fact. But anyway, there's Affliction Lock, and then there's the 3 mage specs in PvE right now, the top specs for DPS. And the Frost Mage is being one of them. So Frost Mage is one of the top PvE specs. But for PvP it's getting worse, because their mastery is getting 10 times better for PvP. And also they have a shatter mechanic. Okay, so here's the thing. Either your shatter has to be nerfed, or mastery has to be changed baseline. It has to increase your base damage, so it has to be more valuable for PvE and less valuable for PvP. Because it's completely broken and out of hand. And your Frostbomb has to be nerfed. I still don't get it. How can somebody make an AoE ability crit up to 140k? Yes, 140k at the very least. 140k damage AoE ability. Can you just like think about it? 140k single, 70k AoE. But Reinhardt, Chaos Waves do too much damage. Yes, I understand that. But compared to mages, Chaos Waves are like, yeah, whatever. You can do it every 2 minutes. Frost Mages, Frost Bombs can do 100k crits very easily every like 5-6 seconds. 90k at the very least. 90k crits. But the biggest problem about it is that here's a Frost Bomb, and it's gonna be a very skillful setup. Here's a Frost Bomb. Like, here's a Soul Reaper. The Soul Reaper takes skill to play. That's why most of the Mongoloid Decay says it's not viable, it's a very bad ability. So here's a Frost Bomb. And then I give Frost Bomb a manual detonate. Glyph of Fire Blast has to go for PvP. Keep it for PvE, but give the Glyph a gag order treatment. Okay, you're nerfing warriors against the mages. It's starting nerf the mages against the warriors. So give that a gag order treatment. Remove that manual detonate from the game. Frost Bomb is way too overpowered and way too easy to get off. So either you make it still as OP as it is right now, but a lot harder to get it off, or nerf the shit out of it. Nerf the damage to AoE damage for single target. And I'm gonna be silent. Okay, if it does 140k single target, 70k AoE, make it so it hits everybody for 70k AoE. No exceptions at all, whatsoever. Whew. Okay, now let's talk about the decays. Hi guys, this is me. I'm a commentator at the Shanghai. Hey guys, this is me. I'm an iPhoney. I'm a commentator for a Shanghai Blizzard tournament as well. So hey man, we have some Yas represents fighting against this another comp. Yeah man, Yas presents are awesome. Another Axe on his DK, Kara on his warrior. He has been playing a red paladin, and of course they're Juniaki. And even though he is playing priest, usually he's on his shaman. Yeah man, that looks like freaking awesome. I'm really big fan of them. So what do you think about it? They're playing TSG with a shaman. Yeah, it's actually very interesting. Yeah man, I know the warriors are very well known for doing a really high amount of bursts. Yeah, and the DKs are kind of known for dying in the arena. You're shitting me. Okay, this is a Blizzard. Bring the player, not the class. The only thing they forgot to say in the fine print is bring the player, not the class, except for they forgot to say bring a mage player, not the class. I think that's what they meant to say in that. No, not bring the player, not the class. Bring the mage player, not the class. And this is the funniest thing. And I made a couple of forum posts, guys. Check it out in the description below. But for real, Mage, he failed as a DK. He died instantaneously almost, and he switched to Mage and completely was fine and winning. Now, isn't if it's not, and I know what everybody can say. It's not like DKs underpowered. No, it's Mage is totally overpowered. DKs are fine. No, we're not fine. Our defenses are complete garbage. And you know why I can actually say that? It's because their warrior was able to survive for 3 times longer against the casters than the DK. There was supposed to be anti-caster class. The biggest problem though, what happened to Unholy DKs is that Unholy DKs had AMZ, 100% absorption AMS. Both of those were taken out and given to a baseline. We lost desecrated ground. So most of the Unholy utilities have been just putting it out there. Just y'all, there's out there and no talents. Like, hey guys, let's take off something really meaningful from Unholy DK that actually defines the spec and just put it out there. But hey, if it's a Frost Mage, let's give everybody baseline defreeze. Let's not make it a choice, let's give everybody. I really want to see them actually putting a defreeze on the fucking Ring of Frost tree and make them choose between a Ring of Frost or a defreeze. No, that didn't happen to mages, but for us, we have to choose between Lichborn and AMZ on the same tree. I'm a mage, I'm working as intended. And this is what stuff that actually very frustrates me. DKs need a survivability buffs, DK need a utility buffs. And what a lot of people say is that, well, if you look at the defenses, stop saying that, Mongoloid. If you look at the defenses, okay, let's look at the defenses of a DK versus warrior versus casters. And here's the funny part, DK, AMS. Hell yeah, man. Warrior spell reflect, yeah. A little bit worse than AMS, not gonna lie here. But also DK has AMS, IBF, Lichborn, Patsack, Folk 4, right? So when it comes to defenses, spell reflect 1, okay, not the best. The biggest one is actually to get out of the roots, intervene or whatever it's called right now. But the one that they charge back to the alley and then get out of roots. I forgot the name of the ability, just sitting there, but I cannot name it on top of my head. That one is amazing. So if we combine both of those together, we can have one good defensive. Getting out of the enemy roots, intervening back to your ally, meaning that they're not going to get as many shatters. And spell reflect, so we combine them to one defensive. And can actually compete with the AMS, both of those at the same time. Now let's take a look at the second one, Shield Wall versus IBF. Shield Wall wins, but anyway, let's keep going. When it comes to Die by the Sword, 20%. Oh, here's what Die by the Sword, IBF. IBF a little bit better because it does get you out of the stuns. But Die by the Sword has a lot shorter cooldown. That means that they are kind of both identically at the same time with each other. Besides, Die by the Sword is probably the best ability against the other melee. And then the third one we have here is Patsack against the Shield Wall. Shield Wall? Yeah, I would say Shield Wall is better. And then we have a second one versus Lichborn. So in terms of defenses, we're tie to tie, neck to neck with the warriors. And that is true. Like, if we look at our defense and their defense, we're kind of tight here. We're kind of like somewhere in the middle, both at the same time. we both have a decent ones. But here's what it gets funny. To stop the casters, DK has Strangulate. It's like, I'm a DK. I'm a DK. I'm a warrior. Look, I'm your father. Because we only have Strangulate. Shitting me. Here's what warrior has. Intimidating Shout. He has second one. Shockwave. Charge Stun. Leap Out. Well, Gag Order. Okay, Gag Order is getting away. He has Disorienting Roar that he can use against them. Holy shit. Exactly. Holy shit. And Avatar that makes them... Well, okay, Avatar is getting nerfed, so yeah, Avatar even breaks roots. So, even though DK has almost identical survivability of the warriors when it comes to PvP, the biggest problem that DKs are lacking is actually pure raw utilities of CCing the enemy class so their healer can catch up with heals. If I CC the warrior healer, warrior CCs me. Oh, I forgot to say Disarm. Disarm is amazing. Like, not against the casters, but that's what warriors have. Anyway, if I CC the warrior's healer, he will CC me. If warrior CCs my healer, I only have one Strangulate every 2 minutes, and it's usually best to use on the healer as a kill target or CC target. So that's the problem lies with the DKs. We're lacking either in a really good survivability utilities, and I've already made a couple just give us freaking Bone Shield baseline. Make conversion actually take 5% of our HP. Nothing. Heal us for 2% of our HP, down from 3%, but cast 5 runing power so we can have it more consistently, because this is what DKs are lacking, consistent good heal. And I've made a good suggestions, the post here, below here, but I seriously want to say, like, what, are we supposed to feel pride for our class because we're dying so fast in arena? Shit, I died. Hell yeah, man, I just died in arena. Go my class, I'm so proud of it. Seriously, bring the player, not the class. Bring the mage player, not the class. This is how it actually works. Blizzard, you need to fucking look into this, because this is getting very, very irritating. 5.1 comes out, there's nerfs, there's a slap on the wrist for mages, and for DKs there's crickets, and it needs to be looked into. Look, I understand if you don't like my class, if you don't like DK class, fucking delete it and let me quit this piece of shit game then. But if my DK class is still in the game, please make it just as viable as everybody else. Okay, I just had enough of it. I had a Cataclysm, Season 10 and Season 11 being a complete garbage, getting trained to the ground, being very, very bad, just in terms of survivability, being the squishiest class. We gave them their feedback, and what they did around, they turned around and they nerfed our survivability even more. Who the fuck came up with this idea? Honestly, like, I want to look at the developers say, hey, it's perfectly fine. Where they said they have a gladiator balancing team. I think yes, they do have a gladiator balancing team. They have a 10 mage gladiator balancing team, and that's about it. No, I'm sorry. They have no. They have 8 mage, 1 warlock, 1 shaman balancing team. That's all they have when it comes to balancing team, because the balancing that they're doing is completely inaccurate, completely bad. And it doesn't really take that much effort to balance out the freaking DK. And the reason why I'm saying is because if we take a blood DK, we have a 40% or 50% damage reduction from IBF, which could have been made baseline and made a whole difference in the world. We can have a Bone Shield giving everybody baseline. We can have a little bit higher utility. Maybe, I don't know, do something about it. I'm gonna make a probably very serious constructive post about what DKs need in actually right now to be competitive in PvP. And I hope you guys, I'm gonna get your support in it, because this is tired. Now about the ranting, I'm a nerd raging in them at the same time, but I also try to speak the truth. And I do think that the mages right now overpowered for, I don't know why did they make them the way they are right now, but they seriously need to be toned down. I understand you want to keep them competitive in PvE. I understand that PvEers want a Frostbolt instead of Firebolt, even though there's not really much of a difference. Bolt is Bolt. One has a blue in it, another one has a Frost element to it. It's not like there is much of a difference anyway, but completely screwing the PvP over because you want to make something viable in PvE is a completely ludicrous and stupid ass idea ever. And if you want to make them viable in PvE, let them play by everybody else's rules. That means Their mastery has to be just as good as everybody else's in PvE, and they should not have a completely separate mechanic which is called shatters for PvP then, or at least it shouldn't be just as strong as the way it is right now. And that's it, guys. I'm frustrated Russian. I'm your frustrated Russian, and I'm out. Peace.